and today I'm gonna be doing one of my most long-awaited, much anticipated videos ever, and it is my college experience. Just my entire college experience. I'm just gonna be spitting out to you what it was like, what went down, just everything. Like, this video is just gonna be grab some popcorn, hold on to your seats, kids. We're going for a ride. That was really weird. I don't know why I just said that. Oh my gosh, I hate myself. But this story begins. We're gonna take a ride back to August 24th. Actually, I remember the date. Wow, go me of 2013. That was my move-in day. Wow, thinking about that 2-hour car ride to college. I actually went to Marist College in Poughkeepsie. I'm from Long Island, so it was 2 hours. I was nervous. I was scared. Oh my gosh. I mean, like, to never have left your parents' nest and then to fly off. Why am I being weird right now? I don't know. I'm hyper. I don't know. I hate myself too. Trust me. But I'll never forget saying goodbye to my parents and then having all of the parents leave was the weirdest feeling ever, especially for me. I say that because I grew up with very strict parents, and by very strict parents, I really just mean my mom was strict and my dad just, listened to whatever my mom said. But so I had a really early curfew, like I couldn't be out past 11, where my friends didn't even have curfews by the end of high school. I actually had a bedtime until I think like my senior year of high school. Like, I had to be in bed by a certain time. So yeah, I was very under close quarters, if you will. So I'll never forget the first night, like when it was like 1:30 in the morning. I had never seen 1:30 when I was out before, except for the time that I snuck out to go to Taco Bell. And then I got caught. Okay, that's for another story time. I'll never forget, I was like just sitting there, like looking at my phone, like waiting. I'm like, when is my mom gonna text me and tell me I have to go to bed? Like, and I was like, wait, like she's never gonna text me. I can stay out till the sun comes up. So that was just crazy for me, and oh gosh, did I just love it. It was just amazing. I definitely did go out quite a bit in the beginning, in the freshman year. Every single Friday, every single Saturday, a lot of Tuesdays, just really any day anything was going on, I was out. One thing that I'll tell you, your freshman year is gonna be a test, actually a lot of tests. Peer pressure is gonna be huge, where I mean, I don't care where you go to school, unless you go to maybe like Bible school, I guess. I mean, I don't mean to say that in a bad way, but like, I'm guessing maybe things go on at Bible school. I don't know. I've never been to Bible school, but at most colleges, you're probably going to face peer pressure. That's a huge thing. I get a lot of comments, questions, concerns, naturally. I guess the biggest thing is you control how people react to you. I'll tell you a story. My very first night of college, I'm sitting in a circle, and then all of a sudden, someone breaks out some weed, some marijuana, if you will. It was either a joint or a blunt. I really don't know the difference between the two, but we'll just call it a joint. Just why not? One thing you guys probably know about me, I don't smoke. I never will smoke. I never have smoked. Weed, cigarettes, any of that is just not one of the things I want to do. Do I judge people who smoke? No, I don't. You could do you. It's just not something that I want to do, personally. Okay. So they break it out, and I'm literally like sitting there, I'm like, come on, this is night one, and I already have to be that person to stray away from the crowd, because in that situation, you're in a circle, for them to pass it to you and then to be like, no, not me, it's like, you're just like, wow, this sucks. It's kind of obvious. You're in, But I'll tell you right now, just don't make it a big deal. So they ended up passing it to me, and I was like, this is my big moment. What do I do? All I said was, oh, no, thanks, I'm good. They said, oh, why? Do you not smoke? And I said, nope. End of story. I feel like people run into an issue if you try to make it into a big thing. Just don't make it a big thing. If I would have taken the blunt and then risen it up and been like, I don't do this, smoking has just never been my thing, I'll never do it. Like, okay, then they would have been like, what the heck? And that's when people probably would have thought I was a freak, but I was just like, no, I don't do this. Like, I have enough confidence just to, you don't need an explanation, and not in a mean way. I'm just like, it's not even worth an explanation. Like, I just don't. Let's carry on the conversation. So that's my biggest tip. Just don't make it a big deal. Even if you don't drink alcohol, someone passes you a cup of beer, just be like, nah, it's in the way that you say no that determines how people will judge you. I'm telling you. Personally, I respect anyone who goes against what everyone else is doing. I think that's amazing. But freshman year was kind of just my time to do whatever. This was my craziest year. My hair was down to my belly button. So that was a thing. I really was a wild jungle freak. No, yeah, I mean, I did whatever. I would eat Domino's at 3 in the morning. I would go to the diner at 4. One night, I ran around the bar without shoes on because my heels hurt, so I took them off. Obviously, bad idea. Broken glass all over the floor. Cut my foot open. Not a good time. Or how about the time I overslept my presentation? The presentation was at 8, started at 8. I woke up at 8:42, ended up sprinting to the presentation I made it there, but then I had to do my presentation, my final 30-minute presentation, with acne cream on my face, without having ever washed my face, without brushing my teeth, without brushing my hair, and without, my voice, raspy. Without, changing out of my disgusting pajamas. Like, not those cute pajamas, I mean, like, these were my brother's hand-me-downs, And then briefly just talking about my career, I had no idea what I wanted to do. Yes, I went into journalism, but I didn't even know if I wanted to do broadcast or print journalism. I've always loved writing. I had no idea, but TV news started to pique my interest quite a bit because I remember at the gym, everyone else would be like, all the girls would be watching like Keeping Up with Kardashians and all of the E! Shows. I would be watching the news, and this is when I started really getting interested. But we are now going to jump on over to sophomore year. The biggest thing that stands out is my health. I actually developed really, really bad allergies. I mean, not really bad allergies, but they definitely just did take a toll on me, where suddenly I was lactose intolerant and I was allergic to eggs. Couldn't have cheese, couldn't have dairy, couldn't have any of that, and it was just my stomach. Like, I spent so much of that year just in pain, like in physical pain from my stomach from eating anything. It was rough. It was definitely rough. I remember even missing class just because I remember every single, it actually would always have an art class, I would have to run out because I thought I was going to throw up everywhere. But yeah, that's really the biggest thing that stands out sophomore year for me. Obviously I had a great time. This is when I decided, hey, we're doing broadcast. I had actually in my print class, I was chosen to talk to the editor of a magazine. It's called More Magazine, and I was telling her, I was like, I don't know if I want to do print or broadcast. She told me do broadcast because you can always go into print later, but broadcast you need the specialization. And right then and there I was like, okay, I'm doing broadcast. So that's when I made the decision. Jumping into junior year, I actually had a huge decision to make. I decided not to study abroad. I had always in my head said, hey, we're gonna study abroad when we get to junior year. It was just always a thing in my head. But as the time came, I was like, I just don't want to do this. I even applied and I got accepted and everything, but I was like, I'm forcing myself to do something I don't want to do. Like, I was thinking, I love it here. I love Marist College and I only have so much time left. Yeah, you can only study abroad once in your life, but I loved Marist and I had a lot of friends who were older than me who I didn't want to, not see what I studied abroad because this was our last year. But yeah, I made a big decision not to study abroad. It was weird. It was like, oh, this was something I always told myself I was going to do. So many people told me, like, oh my gosh, you have to study abroad. It's the best thing ever. But it just goes to show that not every decision is right for you. So that was a huge thing I made, and I ended up having an amazing freaking year. Oh, I remember junior year Thursdays. Every Thursday was just the best night of my life. And then this year is when I really started buckling down toward my future. I actually got accepted for an internship at Madison Square Garden in the production department, and this internship was amazing. I remember I got the call that I got the internship when I was, to be quite honest, very dead after a night out. I went out on Thursday, speaking of Thursday, had a really good time, stayed out very late, and then I'm chilling in the morning. I'm kind of not feeling too hot, if you know what I mean, when I get a text from my friend Dylan asking, where are you? The teacher is asking me to text you and ask where you are. We have our final. And I was like, excuse me? I thought it was next week. Okay, cut me some slack, give me a break. So I sprinted there, took the final, aced the final, because yeah, these dumb things happen to me, but I am a good student. I do pay attention and I do my work. So I aced the final, but I'm laying on the couch, like sprawled out in the couch in like the main area of the building, like the reception thing. People are probably like, what is up with her? But I didn't care. When I get a call and it's from a 1212 number, which was in the city, and I thought it was my mom, so I answered the phone saying like, hello, in like a really dumb way, and it ended up being the internship people telling me I got the internship, and I ended up literally explaining to them, I was like, I am so sorry I answered the phone that way. I thought you were my mom. Like, I had to address it because it was so weird how I answered the phone. I really started getting a taste of the real world, and this is when I kind of started drifting away from college a little bit. Like, I was realizing this is what I want. Like, yes, I love going out and stuff, but some people don't, I feel like, get that feeling, but I got the feeling like I want to go into the real world. Like, I'm super excited about my career. And I still at this point wasn't completely positive about news. I was playing around with the idea of sports at this instance. I also ran into a huge issue of balancing this real world experience I was getting, real life, with school and friends. I remember I interned Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The trip into the city took about 3 hours each way, counting the trains, subways. So I had to wake up super early, and my friends would be very loud on Thursday night, and I would ask them, you know, by 11, can you kind of just quiet down? To be honest, they didn't really listen. I don't blame them. I mean, you know, they were just trying to have fun, but it definitely was really, really hard on me. I would go into the city like dead because I'm the type of person, I can't sleep if it's not completely quiet. I just can't. Some people can, I can't. I can't study if it's not completely quiet. I can't sleep. I just can't concentrate. I don't know. So that was definitely rough. Definitely rough, but I lived. And then senior year, this was the year that I made things happen. I actually probably went out the least this year out of all of my years. I didn't go out every single weekend. A lot of weekends I was actually home. Not a lot, but I was home the most this year because of my LASIK eye surgery, which was a life-changing experience. I am so grateful that I did that. But yeah, this was definitely the year of making things happen. I co-hosted a show called Around the Rotunda at my school, which is kind of like The View. I also hosted a separate show called Word on the River, which was kind of just like my own little show. I also, at some points, anchored the news at my station, at my school. And then, oh gosh, guys, this is when I was so certain that I wanted to be a TV news reporter. I just decided, like, this is what we're gonna do. I really want to do this. Created my resume reel, my reporter reel, which is up on YouTube. You guys have probably seen it. If you haven't, I can link it down below, but if you just type in Clancy Brick Reporter, it comes right up. I remember oh, it's so weird to think back on. Like, I made the reel, and I didn't think anyone was going to call me back, any of the news directors that I applied to stations. I remember telling my mom, it's probably going to take months before I hear back. I'm probably going to end up working, you know, at a retail job or local, you know, job over the summer, and I probably won't hear from anything until maybe like September or October or November of next year. It's just going to take that one station who wants me. And then I just remember, like, you know, I started sending them in on a Friday afternoon, and then that Friday I heard back from my first news director, and then another news director, and then another, and then another, and then suddenly I had all these options, and it was, oh my gosh, it was like so surprising and amazing. You know, I mean, I feel so grateful and fortunate. I definitely put in a lot of work. I put a lot of work into my reel. I put a lot of work into just everything. Like, I watched so much news, and I don't know, I definitely did put a lot of work in. And then I also, I can't believe I didn't mention this to begin with, got an amazing internship. For my last semester, I interned in the investigative unit at WABC in New York City. Guys, this was just the best experience of my life. Leaving that internship was harder, I think, than leaving college, honestly. Like, it just felt so much harder. I learned so much of that internship, and it just made me that much more excited to pursue news. I had amazing bosses, and it was just amazing. Senior year, I feel like I really was just like in the real world bubble. It was kind of hard for me to, even when I went out at college to the bars, I was like, this just feels so babyish, kind of. Like, I was like, I don't know. I feel like I'm ready for so much more than just drinking a lot of alcohol, and you know what I mean? Like, I didn't like waking up and not feeling well. I don't know. Kind of just, I was over that, and really ready to pursue this career. Senior year really is when I created my future. Of course, I can do a more in-depth video about my career process and applying and what happened with all of the news directors and, you know, dealing with, I don't know, just all of that. This video is about college, so I'm gonna veer away from that. But yeah, college, you know, I still had a lot of fun my senior year. Especially senior week, that was a lot of fun. But yeah, overall my college experience, I mean, it's so weird to think about it in 4 separate years. It feels like one big blur right now. Oh gosh, it's so weird. It's like, it feels like it was like in another lifetime, honestly. Overall, it was an amazing experience, and I think I really did get that experience of like, I had a lot of fun on the weekends and going out, but then I also did create a future for myself. I studied incredibly hard. The lowest grade I got in college was a B+. And I don't say that to brag, I say that because it's annoying when a lot of people have a misconception about me. I'm very like, hello, what's up? And like kind of like goofy and bubbly. I say weird things, like, so I feel like people sometimes think I'm an airhead. I get comments like that. I'm not. But yeah, I don't know. This video was kind of just me sharing my college experience and what it was like. I obviously had to skim through it to get 4 years of my life into this little video. Not easy to do. You know, if you're going to college, kudos to you, good luck. Ew, what does kudos even mean? Why did I say that? I'm weird. Okay, that's my cue to go. Okay, bye guys.